and everybody clinked glasses before continuing to eat. This was the life. Family. All together. Exhaling a healing breath, Enrique reflected on how much he had changed in the past year. After the social media attention from their company's quest for gentification turned ugly, Enrique spiraled into depression. He had spent the last several months working on himself. Therapy, meditation, yoga. In the meantime, he would continue to work for the family business, though Enrique didn't have an extreme desire for wealth like his father had, or like Ramon had once had, for that matter. Ramon used to be focused on the bottom line, growing their corporation's assets and increasing the profit margin. His plan was to buy the land where Julieta's restaurant was located and turn the beloved neighborhood into a gentrified street full of chain stores. But Julieta had exposed Ramon to the true cost of these acquisitions, hurting lively communities and real people. Ramon did the right thing and returned the land to Julieta's mom. And now, Ramon was a changed man, aware of the societal effects of their business deals, and all of the brothers finally knew what it was like to belong to their community. Enrique had never cared too much about money. He had seen the perils of that lifestyle early on, especially in his parents' relationship. They would spend lavishly on exotic vacations but couldn't stand to be in the same room together without fighting. And though they had enough wealth to comfortably provide for many generations to come, his father was always trying to expand the company. But all the money and success could never heal the deep wounds in their family. At least Enrique understood his father's drive. In fact, Enrique could feel that he himself had grown too comfortable. His job was beyond secure, but it no longer challenged him. In fact, nothing challenged him. Time to change that. Enrique clinked his glass with a fork, which caused Ramon to immediately kiss Julieta. Enrique smirked. I thought the kiss after the glass clink was only for weddings. Ramon shrugged. We're just practicing. Get a room, you two. Tiburón threw a tortilla chip at Ramon and Julieta, which Ramon caught and then crushed in his hand. The warmth from their new family radiated throughout the restaurant, though maybe that was just the heat coming from the terracotta fireplace. Las Pescas was so magical, especially during the holiday season. Mariachi music played over the stereo, paintings from local vendors hung on the walls, the Talavera accents colorfully contrasted against the Saltillo tiles, and there was a Christmas tree in the corner, decorated with hand-painted ornaments created by local children. Enrique took a sip of his michelada. The spicy tajin-coated rim drew fire to his lips, but the clamato juice cooled off the heat. I have an announcement. What is it? Ramon cocked his brow. Enrique's stomach nodded. He should have run his plan by his brother, who had become the CEO of the Montez group after he'd ousted their father. But for once, Enrique didn't want to ask permission from anyone to do anything. He wanted to be his own man, out of the shadow of his father and brother. And his idea was sound. If the Montez group contracted their produce through farms that had track records of treating their employees fairly, they could truly make a difference in their community, not to mention do the right thing. Enrique was no prodigal son. That title definitely went to Jaime, but even so, Enrique could never top Ramon's 2 Ivy League degrees and now his engagement to the beautiful and talented Julieta. Not that Enrique was any slouch. No, quite the contrary. Enrique didn't want to compete with his brother. He had never even applied to Stanford and was more than happy to spend his college years surfing at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The eco-conscious atmosphere that he had immersed himself in when he was there called to him now, which was why he knew it was time to go and spend some time on the Central California coast. I'm heading up to Santa Barbara for the holidays. I arranged a meeting with a farmer up in nearby Santa Maria. He glanced around at his brothers. Ramon squinted his eyes, which now had lines around them, and Jaime's baby face contorted. Ramon didn't waste any time. A farmer? But why? We're already contracted with enough farms. I know, but we need to reassess all our agricultural relationships. I want us to contract with ethical operations only. The owner of this farm is amazing. She used to work on the farm herself with her parents and recently acquired it when it went up for sale. She raised the money through speaking engagements around the country and educating others about farm workers' rights. She was just named